CoHarbor, our studio sponsor, right?
So beautiful.
Oh, what a wonderful
Love it.
place. We get such great feedback about them and what they're doing. What's so great about CoHarbor?
Yes. So the owner, Jeremiah Callahan's just phenomenal. His attention to detail from the sound, from the aesthetics, he even got me a little microphone holder for our live Instagrams, Frank. I mean, just the attention to detail to service the business owners here who work out of here is phenomenal.
And what you always feel welcomed here. You always feel a part of this community. It's the most welcoming place that I've ever engaged. And we have some amazing people that work out of here as well.
We do. And they actually have a greeting host, which is incredible during their peak hours.
What an idea, right?
Yes. But some of the people working out of here, you just want to be here just to say hi to them. Like Chantel Bridges.
Ooh, and Melinda Joy Mingo.
Yes.
And our friend Tom
Carlson.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful people. And Lisa and I also engaged their facility in Denver called Coworking, which is a fantastic facility.
Gorgeous. Yes. And we have to do a huge shout out for Alan Briggs.
Yes.
He is our right-hand man, especially in this podcast studio. He has given us great wisdom and insight on how to use all the bougie stuff that they have in here.
The bougie stuff. Yeah.
It is. It's high end.
It is. It's wonderful. We're so blessed to be able to be here at CoHarbor. And you need to come in and do a 14-day free trial of this facility. Lisa, tell them a little bit about some of the great things that CoHarbor offers.
Yes. Well, their membership starts at $25 on up, and that gets them 24/7 access to a beautiful, gorgeous space. And not only that, Frank, you know what they have?
What?
Amazing pour-over coffee, which all of my friends love, and I love the tea. They have hot tea, and they have iced coffee, and they have sparkling water, all the things. It's so beautiful here, so come and check them out.
Well, come on down and join us at Corporate and Tech Center Drive. Beautiful location over here. You can't miss us. We're sponsored by the great Joshua Geary with Crescio. And Joshua just won Hispanic Rising Professional of the Year. Yay! He's been with us so long, and he really produces and helps us with this show.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Crescio.
Yes. So Crescio, they offer pay what you can consultations, and they specialize in not only just ChatGPT, but they will work with your business to help you get sustainable and then leave and leave you successful. Their goal is not to stay with you forever. Their goal is to keep you moving with excellence.
Indeed. And AI is the rage right now. Joshua is an expert in AI, and he and his team can help you navigate the sometimes scary road of AI and what's happening, and deliver work with you that you won't have to worry about all the myths about AI. They know how it works for you. And what I do love, Lisa, about Crescio is the pay what you can consultations to the underserved southeast sector of our city, reaching out and trying to help people.
Absolutely. So check them out at Crescio.com.
Indeed. We're sponsored by Brandon Kurt from Planet Duct.
Yes, he's the owner of Planet Duct, and he has the largest vacuums, strongest vacuums. And what is his slogan again, Frank?
Yeah, they're stronger than the vacuum of space. And Brandon and his family, and his 3 children are just incredible. I know them personally.
Me too.
We've had a great opportunity to know them. He's a great family man. 25 years, been married to, what is his wife's name? Gava.
And she's a beautiful artist, and yes, they have an amazing farm as well.
They do. And he loves Star Wars. So if you're into that scene, give Brandon a call. He loves Star Wars, all things Star Wars-y.
Yes,
Yeah.
not only that, but he loves the Colorado Springs. His give back throughout all local businesses in town is amazing, and we sure do appreciate him in town. They do have the strongest vacuums in Colorado,
Indeed.
which will help you get amazing air quality for your home.
Indeed. They find all kinds of stuff in our vent systems. They've done my house as well, and so many of my friends.
Yep.
They really are the cream of the crop when it comes to duct cleaning.
They are.
And one last thing, many of you didn't know this, but Brandon has mentored many small business people in this community.
Yes.
His give back to our community is exceptional. So make sure to look them up because they are
Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, they are.
We are sponsored by the lovely, incredible Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance.
Yes, Karen is an amazing insurance agent doing home, casualty, all these different types of insurance. And here's the deal. She has some of the same customers that she had when she started 24 years ago. They're still engaging her this many years later, which means she has to have some incredible customer service and some attentive skills. Right?
To include me.
And me.
She's helped me a lot over the years.
She's incredible.
So we really appreciate Karen Butcher and all the wisdom and savviness that she has in the insurance industry. So check her out, Karen Butcher, Westco Insurance.
Please. Yeah, welcome to the Be Encouraged show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We're so glad that you join us on Mondays and align with us in our goal of infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world.
That's right. We are now offering 2 free guests on our show.
Well, we're here. Jeez.
Yes,
Well,
good
thank
morning. Welcome to the Be Encouraged show with Lisa and...
I'm Frank.
Yes, he is, all day.
I'm Frank with you. We're so glad that you're here on Monday. We got our Lisa back.
Yes.
I tell you, it's been tough.
I was here last Monday, too.
You were, but you were not 100%
And I had a
here.
sinus infection.
Yeah, so she
And I'm
was...
doing much better.
She is.
Yes.
And I know the only reason you guys tune in is for her. So, right? So we got to make sure that she's squared away, right? Yeah. So we're the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa. And we want to provide a platform for you, entrepreneurs, and community-focused individuals to expand your reach and create a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community and beyond. Hey, listen, if you're joining us live in Colorado Springs today with some great guests, and if you want to join us internationally, you can go to our website, select International via Instagram, and you can join us from anywhere in the world.
And we're really excited today because we're going to be unpacking these 2 amazing guests, but just high level, we're going to be talking about the challenges that you have as an entrepreneur and just the overthinking of things, both personal, business, and how do you balance life and business. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
And of course, we got to shout out our sponsor, Crescio, who offers to help entrepreneurs with pay which you can consultations to understand AI agents and use them to increase your sales and lower your overhead. So visit them at Crescio.com to learn more and check out the flyer we provided you guys later when you get a chance.
Oh, incredible, aren't they? Hey, we get to introduce some guests to you today.
Yay,
I'm so
my favorite
excited to introduce Sara Petrie is, she's a community icon.
Yes.
You know how I know
don't know
that?
about that.
Yeah, I know about it.
Okay. We knew that the day we met you.
Yeah,
thank
since I'm
you.
older, believe me.
Well, that's how I feel about you. I said, Emily, we're going to these influencers space
goodness.
here today. They are Colorado Springs influencers. This is important. But I preface with how down to earth and humble you are and how approachable and easy it is to talk to you.
Aw,
So I said, we don't need to be nervous. We're just speak from the heart.
No, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Sarah's the franchise owner and director of business development at Ellie Mental Health Monument, Colorado since 2022. She also has 17 years of experience in television and digital advertising when she started at age 11. Advertising.
22, actually.
With KKTV News, while balancing business with being a mother of 3 school-aged children. She earned a bachelor's degree in broadcasting and mass communications with a minor in marketing from State University of New York at Oswego in 2007. Wow, no one's ever gave us that much information.
Oh,
On their education.
one of our famous alumni at SUNY Oswego in upstate New York is Al Roker.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I was on the Today Show with him one time. He
my
often
gosh.
invites the broadcasting community.
Yeah.
When I was in school, a group of us went and got to have a tour at the
fun.
Today Show with Al Roker, and he comes back to
cool.
campus quite often.
Yeah, Al, come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
local here?
He's in New York City.
Oh, he still is. Yeah.
Since you're name dropping.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Just send him a quick text.
Yeah, hey buddy, Al, remember me?
Yeah, Frank and Lisa. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And we also have Emily Maney. Yeah, she's a clinical director for Ellie Mental Health and Monument with a master's degree in clinical social work from the University of Texas at Austin. Go home. Hey, yeah, so she leverages a strong foundation in providing therapy and building meaningful, trust-based relationships with clients with years. I love it when people say that. And they say,
So many years.
Yeah, 4 years. With years of experience leading multidisciplinary teams, and the people say that. And they say,
So many years.
Yeah, 4 years. Experience. Programs that advance equity and empower community. That is a mouthful, isn't
Lots
it?
of accomplishments.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to drill down on that because
Yes.
nobody understood what I just said.
A lot of words.
Right.
A lot of big words.
Right.
So, Sarah, since you are our panel host, technically, we want to start with you unpacking who are you?
Oh, that's a
Yes.
deep question.
To our listeners.
Well, I made a major career change in 2022 when I had been.
Wait.
Okay,
We're
go
gonna
ahead.
stop her.
Who is the person?
Yeah, you as a person first,
Okay.
then we'll go to
Okay.
your resume.
Notice where people go to
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I am from upstate New York. I'm the
Yes.
oldest of 4 kids. So typical
Oldest.
oldest son, oldest daughter. So I was very maternal from a young age and always knew that I wanted to be a mom. And so I have 3 kids. They're 14, 12, and 8.
Where did you
Yeah.
meet your husband?
In New York State, I was finishing my college. I was starting my senior year, and we worked together at a restaurant.
Did you really?
Yeah. So we moved out here.
I don't hear an accent at all.
Oh, I know. Sometimes
It's
people
almost
think
gone
it's
now.
not like
Yeah.
New York City accent.
No, it's different.
It's more Canadian, actually.
It is.
I'm like right up there with Canadian.
Yeah.
But right on the shores of Lake Ontario. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But I've been out here now almost 18 years. So I was
Native.
22, brand new, graduated from college, moved out with my then boyfriend, who's now my husband.
I
cross
hear 40
country.
years old.
I'm going to be 40 in just a couple
Way
weeks.
to call her
A
out,
month.
Frank. Oh my God. So my husband just turned 49,
Okay.
and he's clinging to that 49. Like, we're not talking about 50 yet, and he's just already taking you to 40.
It's
I
all good.
can't.
I mean, it's a big conversation because it's a major milestone.
It is a
major
My 40th birthday's on Mother's Day this year.
Is it really?
Yeah, so that's like a double whammy.
Yes, that's right.
I hated my 40th year. I hope you did better than me.
Oh,
It seemed like such a reflective age. What have I accomplished? I look back, I'm going, well, I'm not so stoked, but I didn't think I had accomplished anything that I wanted to become by then, right?
Really?
Yeah, and my
like
marriage was miserable, and there was a lot of negativity going around in my life at 40, and I was pretty jacked up myself, so.
And you were already married at that time, Michelle?
No. I was married to Debbie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Wife number one.
No, my wife's now. I'm happy with you, baby. I love you.
Go, Michelle.
You rock.
Room for you, baby.
Yeah. Don't even try to tie that to Michelle.
Well, I was just trying to figure out your age. Yeah. I was making you younger than you are. So.
The time and maturity gives you that perspective, right?
Exactly.
So you're amazing. We're so glad to have you
Thank
here.
you very much.
Yeah, and your journey took you to
Here.
To the show today, yes.
You were doing amazing in community, doing business development, right?
So I was in advertising sales
Yeah.
for KKTV. I actually just had my last day at the end of March. So I'm now retired from KKTV after almost 18 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was part-time as I was building my business here at Ellie Mental Health, and now have moved on full-time to the business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And, I mean, hats off to you to purchase a franchise like this. It's a big decision.
It was a very big decision, and it's still scary some days.
Yes.
It's a big responsibility to have employees and the financial responsibility of that.
Yes.
But I was ready for a change. I was kind of stuck because that is all I had ever known. Like I said, straight out of college, I hadn't had any other career. I've had other jobs in college, of course, but not career-wise. And I was ready for something different, but I didn't know how to start over because I had built up such a strong clientele.
I bet.
On paper, honestly, I kind of had it made. I had decent flexibility. I was making a good income. But I was tired of it.
Yeah.
And the business had been changing and was just ready for something different. So I was really spending a lot of time contemplating where do I go from here. And I wanted something that was going to be meaningful.
Yeah.
And how do I take those skills, sales skills, but I didn't want to be in sales anymore. Really, where do I take those sales skills and apply it for good?
Yeah.
And I was looking for business development types of jobs, and I was going the traditional application route and getting frustrated because this day and age, it's not relationships anymore.
No.
Well, you want to think it is, but it's all, I was getting frustrated with the online applications and not getting calls back, and how do I get my foot in the door, meet people? So getting kind of frustrated with that, or also finding jobs that were starting over, like entry level,
right?
And not
underpaid,
exactly
all the things,
Not getting paid
because
for
it
the
would be a
experience.
different, it would be a totally different industry.
Yeah.
And it was hard for people to understand what I did. And broadcasting sales is so unique. How do you apply it to a healthcare position for business development, for example? On paper, it was hard to describe that and not getting those calls back.
Well, I love that you chose the mental health industry.
Thank you.
Because it is such a big need out there.
It really is. I was approached by a franchise consultant at the time, so looking for jobs and getting kind of frustrated, really just staying open to learning and what doors might open. So I said, sure, I'll hear this out. I wasn't necessarily looking to own a business at that point, but staying open-minded and telling them what was on my heart, that I was leaning towards healthcare. I didn't necessarily at that point in time know that it was going to be mental health care, but was leaning more towards healthcare. And I wanted something that Monument needed. I live in Monument. My kids go to school there. I'm starting to build that community there. And wanted something that I could fill the need right there in Monument. And there were some ideas that were not the right fit. I was like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but that's not it. It's got to really make my heart sing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. It really, it has to check all those boxes of something that has a mission. And Ellie Mental Health, which is out of Minnesota, was just starting to franchise at that time. So we were on the early end of that. And once I heard that and heard more about the need for mental health care and also their mission to support therapists, and Emily can share a lot more about that and what working as a therapist is like and how tough it is. And there are a lot of bad employers, sadly. And how Ellie Mental Health strives to make it a place that people want to come and work and save their passion and all that they have put in to getting their licensure, so that we can preserve that workforce. Because sadly, so many get burnt out and have to leave the workforce. So coupled with the mission, of course, to help patients and clients that need the mental health care, but also supporting the therapist. That really spoke to me because even though I'm not a therapist, I am a caregiver, and I have experienced I have experienced burnout in the workforce, and I could relate to that in some ways. My mom is a nurse, my dad's a nurse practitioner. I have healthcare workers in my family, so I could see where that could lead to.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that was another question for you. In that, but I want to get her involved in the conversation.
Please do.
Really
Emily's
quick.
like, come on now. She's ready.
Miss Maney, Emily. Yeah, thanks for being here. And tell me, you're the clinical director, but there's so much more to this lady.
Yes.
Tell us this so much more.
So I moved here from Texas. I grew up in Odessa, which is a small oil town.
My ex-wife was from Odessa.
Oh no,
Debbie.
He won't hold that against her.
Oh no, now I'm having flashbacks. I need some therapy right now.
I get it. Trigger. Those Odessans, man. I got out of there as quick as I could. As soon as I got out of high school, I went to college in Austin. So I moved to UT. I was like, I got to get out of this town.
I heard Austin's great.
Austin was such a cool city. I lived in Austin for 10 years and so many things to do there. Live music, the food was great.
Yeah, I've heard
so
that.
I really enjoyed it. But then it was getting very crowded. So after I graduated, I decided to move to the Springs. I've been here about 10 years.
Out of all the places.
I know. Well, I just started looking, I just wanted to get away from the heat in Texas. So I was like, I'm just going to start looking up north. I could not tolerate that heat. So I had an interview. I actually started out at Fort Carson. I got a job at Fort Carson when I was still living in Austin and interviewed, came out here. As a government contractor, I was doing research.
Okay,
We were researching suicide prevention among active duty members. So I was at Fort Carson for a couple of years there as a contractor. I visited here for the first time, and I went to, it was January, it was snowing. I went to Manitou Springs. I drove through that town, and I was like, this is so ideal. It's beautiful. It's like a little Christmas town. Yes. This is so pretty. And
when was
I was
that?
sold.
How long ago?
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Are you married?
I'm not.
No.
Not married.
No.
Not
Never
married.
been?
No kids. No.
Never been?
I have been married. I was married when I was in Texas.
Okay. Yeah. She's single.
So I'm not single, but I'm not married.
Oh, she's not single. Of course she's not single.
Let me throw that out.
She's a catch.
Let me bring a corrective right now, right?
Yeah. You don't want to start getting text messages from the guy.
Oh my gosh. Now you're making me blush.
We have talked about getting commission.
I know.
All the matchmakers.
Yeah, there you go.
You can tell we are not shy about that, right? So.
We believe in love and romance and all the things.
All the time.
It's your side hustle, matchmaking.
Yeah, exactly. We do it on the down low.
Yeah.
You know, culture is so important in business, right? Don't you agree?
Yeah.
How would you describe? You're the clinical director at Ellie Monument. How would you describe the culture that you have there?
Yeah, I would say it's just very collaborative. It's a small team. There are 7 clinicians right now. We just had
Including
one.
you, yep.
Yeah.
It's not that small. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect size. I've worked in community mental health with very large organizations, and that's really difficult to just create that culture of collaboration and inclusion and teamwork. And I think Sara has done a really great job of creating that at Ellie in Monument. And so, yeah.
She loves you guys. I'm
Yeah, she
telling you.
does.
Every
Yeah,
time
we love
she
her,
talks about
raised.
establishing a place for the clinicians, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about the work you do, young lady. That seemed like a tough space.
It can be. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of burnout, which Sara mentioned. There's a lot of burnout with therapists, especially, throughout COVID, I think it was really difficult because mental health was just such high need. It was declining. And we're still feeling the effects of that.
Yes.
There's,
Yes.
a lot of anxiety in the world right now. So, but yeah, I think that we just try to make sure that we're taking care of our clinicians, giving them that flexibility with scheduling so that they can kind of create the schedule that works best for them, which is hard to do if you're in a community mental health setting.
Yes.
So just making sure there's like good flexibility, and also that we really highlight the specialties that they have, like so that as a therapist you can find the passion and find the population and the stuff that you want to work with, and really have some say in kind of who you're helping and who you're really excited about working with. I think that's really important for burnout
What's
too.
your space of expertise? Your
My
passion?
background's in medical, so I've worked in like medical clinics a lot, doing integrated behavioral health care, integrating the physical health and the behavioral health pieces.
Yes.
So I have a lot of background in like chronic pain and just medical issues that come along with how those things go hand in hand, medical and mental health. But I also really like working with anxiety. That's one of my big specialties is, I've experienced that myself, so I have some lived experience with anxiety and have struggled with that and had to figure out my way in helping myself, and also then bringing that clinical background to it. And so I really have a lot of compassion for people who struggle with those kinds of things, and it's just so prevalent. So.
Yeah, it is so different. I would say after COVID, I feel anxiety, like I can tangibly say this is stress, this is anxiety, or this is depression. And I've never been able to pinpoint that in my life. But after COVID, I feel like that has something, a residual
It was
effect.
almost like a trauma for
Yes.
like all of us.
Yeah.
We all went through this like trauma together, and the impacts of that are still ongoing even
So
5
you
years
see
later.
it with clients and stuff, right? So talk about that.
Yeah, I think there's a big piece of it is just the disconnect that we all experienced. Like COVID caused us to become more disconnected from others. We lost community. We were doing, physical distancing from each other. We were not out as much. We're obviously getting back to that. But yeah, I just think that the pandemic really caused, and then there's also so much disagreement about the politics of the pandemic too, of like
even the
vaccinations and the equity pieces and people who were more impacted. And so there's so much wrapped up in that we're still kind of trying to unpack. So it was, I think, traumatic for a lot of people. A lot of people lost loved ones. So I think we're still seeing the impacts of that just on a day-to-day basis.
John Eldridge mentioned in his book Resilience that all of the spaces of the pandemic, the mask and the isolation, is the exact same tools that dictator regimes use to control their people. Exact same things that
break
we
you
experience,
down.
break you down, et cetera, et cetera. So no wonder we're having such a difficult time recovering from that space, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's been, oh my.
And the schedule changes too, right? And our habits changed, and now how to get back, there, in some ways it was kind of nice. We got to be home more. We were cooking family meals.
Yes, exactly.
And now how do we find, we had that time, and now how do we get back into the rat race?
Yeah.
And still balance the things that we need to slow down. Like, I think I've learned to recognize, I actually am more of a homebody than I thought I was.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm trying to find that time and that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned before we started the show that the balancing of family, right? Being a mom, being an entrepreneur, and all the things. How are you handling that?
Yeah, it's tough some days, finding, being able to do it all and have the energy for it all, and finding that quiet space. I'm very much, I've always thought of myself as an extrovert, and I think I still am. But as I get older, approaching 40, being, reflecting
so
on
old. Oh my gosh, I feel like a senior now.
Finding that time, how valuable that quiet time is, and that alone time, and being okay with that. So trying
Sitting
to
with
lean into that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Enjoying you.
That's
for
right.
you.
That's
yeah.
right. And my home time is not necessarily quiet time because we got 3 kids.
Right,
so
exactly, yes.
It's finding that. A bad habit of staying up late and catching up on emails late at night, and I'm slowly getting better. Some days better than others.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I find myself personally like just flipping my phone and just putting it over there and stop touching it. Like just stop.
Only when I'm trying to reach you.
Yeah, probably.
You need a break from him.
Experience.
some
Yes,
days?
he has experience. He needs therapy over it, apparently.
I think that those things are common that our therapists see in the clinical space of folks balancing demands of work and life, and how to find those tools day to day to
and intentionality, right? Yeah, to be resilient and being intentional, but even as the role of a wife or a husband and as a parent, and it's like, man, how can you balance all that? Well, there is no balance. Frank talks about that, right?
Yeah, work-life balance is a fable, and whomever made that up should be slapped on both sides of their faces, right? It's ridiculous, and to try to define it. You ever notice that?
It's a moving target, right? I mean, what does that actually mean? Yeah.
That's why I call it work-life integration.
There you go.
Because you have to integrate who you are, what you're doing, with your real life.
Yeah.
And that's why the younger people aren't standing for the old cultures of yesterday, the top down, because they understand the integration of life and work, and it becomes one, right? So
they are demanding more of that mental health in the workplace, and that's something that we strive in our work to break that stigma. And I think younger people have adapted that more, but even people of all ages now, it's becoming more of a conversation. That topic probably wouldn't have been on a podcast 12 years ago.
We don't even know if Ellie mental health as a franchise and the great need for it would even have been applicable, because without people recognizing these spaces, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Robert Frost said, and I love this quote, I should be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What's your road less traveled, young lady?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I just think about kind of the way that we work in this country versus the way that other countries do work-life integration.
Yes.
Where, you know, they have a lot more time off, some countries, a lot more time off, shorter work days. Like, I just think that in the United States, like, stress has become almost like a badge of honor. And it's hurting us.
It is hurting us.
And so for me, it's like the road less traveled is to try to find my peace, my purpose, my joy, within my work and like to integrate those two. But also just to make sure that I'm having good boundaries around my work schedule and what I can and cannot do, and taking care of myself. Just taking the time off that I need and those kinds of things. Trying to be more aware of that stress is not like something to be proud of. Like it's harmful.
Yes.
And so we've got to take care of ourselves in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, young man wrote a book called "The Hell with the Hustle."
Yes.
I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And multitasking.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. Yeah. I've stopped doing that.
That is not a good thing for us.
It is not good to multitask.
We joke about it, right?
So,
It's hurting us.
Yeah.
The quality of trying to do too many things at once.
Yes, the quality's not there.
Yeah.
Like true quality, if you focus on something, they actually have apps with little timers that you can do 5-minute tasks and just focus on one task. For the people who are like, squirrel, they can't keep up. But, they have this app to do it because it is so hard because it's so ingrained in what you're talking about in us to... We can do everything. We can do it all at once and be successful. And no, you can't.
Yeah.
I think email is a big culprit to that, and I struggle with this all the time. Is because email is going to divert your attention to the next crisis or the next. This is important now, and not finishing the task that I'm working on.
Yes,
I definitely struggle with that.
So many ways of what we call communicate, which actually most of the time boils down to we're not actually communicating at all.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you truly connecting?
Talking at each other
versus
we're just talking at each other.
At each other.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. How many clients roughly do you see a day?
So because I'm the clinic director, I have other responsibilities. I see.
Oh, you don't see.
I see maybe 7 a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you got
And
so
then I
many other
supervise.
things.
Yeah.
on
And then I supervise the
You're like the
others.
puppeteer in the office, right? Doing all the
Herding
things.
cats.
Yeah, herding cats.
Our full-time therapists see 25 to 30 clients per week, which
Is that typical?
well, tell me how that compares to other places.
Well, I think that's another way that Ellie really helps avoid burnout, because if you're in a community mental health setting, I mean, you're seeing like at least 40 a week.
Oh, wow.
So when I was in community mental health, I think at one point my caseload was like 130. It was
Are
like
you
out of
kidding
control.
me?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
How can you actually give?
You can't. Yeah. It was awful. I got very burned out.
Yeah.
And so, it's typical. It's like 8-9 a day, but Ellie Mental Health is 25 a week. So
And that's where you cut off?
Well,
they can see more if they want.
If they want.
Most people
But
don't.
you don't make them.
they don't want to.
You give them a point.
Right.
What? Let's be honest. You run a business, young lady.
Yeah.
So got to come back to the business aspects of this. More people seeing, more revenue into the place. So how do you juggle? Because you have to meet payrolls and all of these things that are going on. How do you juggle keeping those numbers down, that revenue up, and this operation going well?
That is a constant conversation.
Yes.
Cracks that nut. And it is Ellie from the top down as the corporate office set that standard of in their Minnesota clinics.
Wow.
They also encourage 25 to 30 clients seen per week, and scheduling more of that 30, 32 in order to accommodate cancellations. There's always going to be some no-shows and late cancels. So all of the therapists annual pay or weekly pay is based off of that goal of 25. So they're motivated as well because that is how their income is established. So our projections are based on that. Where we are falling short is building the caseloads fast enough so that everybody's happy, that they're getting to the point of meeting their income goals quickly. So finding that balance of the marketing piece and the outreach and getting that clientele, which we've made a huge strides in the past 3 years since we opened, from where we were not known to now we're a bit more of a household name in Monument in particular. Yeah. And being a place that folks can refer to us and trust us to share with their loved ones. So getting that ramp up fast enough, but also recruitment. We're very specific workforce that we're looking for. They all have master's degrees. They all are either on a pre-licensure track or fully licensed. There's a few different licensures that fall within that. And making sure that we're the right space for that individual's career goals. They may have, there's a wide variety of places that they could work, from inpatient, outpatient, different government settings, community mental health, as Emily mentioned, that she has been part of in the past as well. So coming to a small local agency, which we could define ourselves as that, as a team, a therapist can be very independent and manage their own caseload, but they have the support of their teammates and they have that clinical supervision from Emily, and then they have weekly team case consultations, which my team has shared that is a really valuable hour of their week, where they get to sit around a table together and share what challenges they are brought to.
I was going to ask about that. So one thing that Frank and I especially found out, especially when we do the hug campaign, we randomly pop up throughout the city and do these hug campaigns and hugging humans and.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. But caveat to that is I'm an empath and I was absorbing people and all their things silently, not knowing. And my body actually shut down the first 4 times I did it.
Wow.
And just weird. I was like, Frank, I feel fine, but I'm not. I can't get out of bed. I don't know what's happening. And then I realized it was more of a spiritual thing that they kind of put stuff on me. How do therapists handle this? Because you guys are hearing it all day. People are throwing up on you guys.
And most of the people who go into this field are huge empaths, right?
That's why they want to do it.
That's why they want to do it, right? The big heart and their,
Yeah, I mean, and that's where you have to know your limits, and you have to know how many clients, what kinds of clients really excite you. What kinds of clients bring you some energy back just because you really enjoy working with those particular issues or whatever it is. But I mean, it's also just about self-care and putting that boundary in place when you go home. So on my drive home, I listen to music. I have that 30 minutes kind of decompression time. So it's just a combination of things. And even still, it's very difficult.
Yeah. One question I always had, because you have a spouse, right? And you're in this space because it's so important in entrepreneurship and being a clinical person that's doing this type work, to have someone walking beside you that supports this you in this work.
Yes.
Right? So are there any opportunities to help spouses or partners or whatever who's trying to support this work around the people that are doing this hard stuff?
Good question.
That is a good point.
I know, that is a good question.
I feel like we should have
I know. Yeah.
We should have a track for therapy just for the spouses of therapists.
Exactly.
Oh, that's nice. We could have a group, a support group. A processing group.
A processing.
Over spouses.
Yeah. I think of course we can't control someone's home life and the support that they have, but how we can control in our office is having that built-in support. So each therapist, whether pre-licensed or fully licensed, has an hour with their clinical supervisor. For most is Emily herself. So that one-on-one time to evaluate how is the caseload feeling, what are your goals, how do you want to grow it, what specialty do you want to start growing in that way, or do you want to lean back on what you're already great at? So different times of their career, maybe feeling
How often does that
motivated.
happen? It sounds
Weekly.
like coaching. Weekly? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wonderful.
Plus,
very
then there's
healthy.
also the group consultation. So I think, the support really comes from like other therapists. Sarah and I, lean on each other for support. There's also therapist support groups out there where therapists just kind of get together and talk about some of the hardships of this career. But a spouse support. I mean, that sounds like a great idea that isn't out there.
Y'all should start
People
that.
don't really think
Get
about
known
that.
for that.
Right. Like, how do you not take that stuff home and then your spouse is impacted by it too?
Yeah.
They feel like
Yeah.
you're bringing it home, and
Right.
et cetera,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's
Is it typical that therapists go home and talk about those challenges, or is that?
Well, so then there's a huge confidentiality piece. So a lot of that is really hard to talk about in any kind of at any level that might be helpful. So I think it might just end up getting transferred to the spouse through other interactions, but
or knowing how to give that person space that they're processing that stuff and having to have their downtime.
And open communicating to the spouse. It's been a day. I just let me go take a bath. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get out of my face.
yeah. Love
it's not
you.
personal.
That's right.
It would be helpful for me to know if my bride was coming home that, and she's not herself, or Frank, it's not you. It's just a day. It's just a day.
Yeah,
This is hard work, and how can I best support you, sweetheart, in the midst of all of that?
Yeah. I'm trying to get better at that too. Just asking.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out each day and what's a good. I think it's cute. John will actually call me to like put a feeler where this is at.
What's going to come through the door today?
Because he's felt the other side.
He's felt the other side. So he'll come home sometimes, and I'm like, I'm so quiet, but it's just because I'm like spent, like barely a voice left. I talk all day, and so he'll call, and I'll be like, oh yeah, it's a
My
great
wife
day.
get a pulse.
Does she call you? And be
Well, she
like,
sends me texts. So,
Oh, okay, yeah.
How you doing?
check-ins.
Check in.
Yeah.
It's
good. It's healthy.
Because we're not therapists officially, but unofficially.
We feel like it a
I'm
lot.
a business coach.
Yeah.
I coach entrepreneurs.
And
so
I'm on resilience, so between the two of us.
You got the expertise there, but sometimes we don't know how to translate it to home, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. You're so amazing. You know that.
Oh.
I just want you. You are.
You are.
Until you feel it yourself, you can borrow mine.
Thank you.
You're okay.
Thank you.
You are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this community loves Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank
They
you.
really, really do.
I appreciate that. I
Top
love
40,
this
under
community.
40.
Yes.
Last year,
Congratulations.
you just squeezed under her.
Yes, she did. Just under the radar.
Just under the radar.
Just in time.
Both my daughters were top 40 under 40 in Denver.
Ah, very cool. That's a big deal. It's competitive in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
That's super.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the ways I was thinking, we were talking about community, and because I was brand new into the mental health industry when we opened our business, I was really surprised and really love the clinical community that Colorado Springs is. Even though our city is large and Monument is outside of the city bounds, but the El Paso County in general, there are some very active Facebook groups and meetup.com groups and small kind of subgroups that have developed of those who work in either business development within mental health and addiction recovery or therapists themselves and how they lean on each other. So that referral network, but also support network is very strong in Colorado Springs, and I don't think all other cities have that. In fact, I
We're
know
very special.
very special. I talk to other franchisees of Ellie Mental Health across the country, and they don't necessarily have that kind of network already. They have to forge their own, or it's more competitive, which is bizarre to think about in the
Who's
mental
bringing
health
donuts
field.
first to
Right.
the receptionist?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that is so what I love about that relationship building and what I enjoy about the outreach. Like I said, I came from sales. I'm not afraid to walk into someone's place of business, but I'm not selling anything.
Yeah.
This is truly just that relationship building, and there is enough need to go around. And if we're not the right fit, fine. I am happy to know who to refer to in this network. So I just had to throw that out there, that community, we are very lucky here. I can see the difference between some of the other franchisees in other cities. And how we have that instant network, and that's because other therapists years ago started those groups and kept it up. So
great.
So shout out to them
Shout
for
out
keeping
to
it to
you
that,
guys.
and because it's a lot of work to keep that, to keep the meetings scheduled or to keep the conversations alive on these Facebook groups. And there's a large collaborative feeling here.
There is.
Yeah.
It's one of the great relational cultures in America here on the Front Range.
Yes.
It really is. We're so proud of that. And once again, I always clarify that because my kids live in Denver, which is more of a transactional culture.
Sure.
One's not right, the other one's not wrong. They're just simply different. You know, so be poison, right?
Yes, exactly.
I love this one.
Yeah.
This is where
Me
I
too.
thrive and where we thrive.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't believe I was paid for it. When I was like, what? This is so fun. Like, I can make money doing business development. It's the easiest money I made. I was like, this is incredible.
And even though I could go to a big conference, there's an annual winter symposium that's held in Colorado Springs in January. And I've gone the last 3 years, and it's so cool to walk into a room of hundreds of people and actually know people in an industry I've only been in like 2 years.
That's so
It's so fun to be like, I know people. It's neat to see that repetition and to form those relationships. So.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, you do it well.
Yeah, and Emily has helped a ton with building out our kind of referral network to make sure that we have a good variety of different specialties, because we can't be everything to all people. There are going to be some diagnoses that we don't have that specialty for, something that someone's looking for very specific, and so it's important, or maybe they are a client and they need a higher level of care. It's important to have that network and that wide variety so that our clients have choices.
Yes, exactly. And why not bless them? They'll remember that later and send you even more referrals because you care. I do have a question for you guys, because I love that you do prefer smaller number of clients. How are you balancing the high demand? Because there's a lot of people. I had my teenage daughter on a wait list for 6 months. So how are you guys balancing that demand? What's the model? Just hire another therapist, or what does it look like?
Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, we recently brought on another therapist back in February because we were getting to that point, and we don't want to get to the point where we are not taking new clients or where we have a really long wait list. Because when people are calling in, I mean, they're calling in because they need something now, not in 6 months.
Exactly.
And so yeah, we bring on new therapists. We have space to bring on even a couple more. So we definitely want to make sure that we have the ability to serve the Monument area and have enough clinicians. But
we certainly strive, if there is a specific situation that we think we might be able to work it in, that we can talk to our therapist, say, hey, is there any opportunity that we might be able to fit this in? Maybe I'm not seeing a hole on this calendar that you do, that kind of thing. And it doesn't all, not 100% guaranteed, but we always try, and that's a nice thing about a small team, is that we can talk it out and say, let's put our heads together and figure out a way.
And we work really closely too with the Colorado Springs locations, the Ellie and Colorado Springs, to make sure that if there's something that we can't serve, that we, then refer them to the Colorado Springs.
Yeah, another local franchise owner.
What's her name?
It's a couple, Luke and Courtney Richardson.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
They're fabulous.
Yeah. We should meet them.
And they have 2 locations. One is Tut and one is near Academy and Lehman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we all work together. In fact, there's 9 franchise owners in the state, so several more in the Denver area, and they are my mentors. It's really great to have that because they know exactly what we're going through with working within the Ellie system, with hiring a clinic director, with being the employer over of therapists, which is it's a unique situation that not every other business owner knows exactly what we manage on a day-to-day.
Absolutely.
So can you actually tell our listeners what is the ideal client for your location in Monument?
Oh, that's a tough one because we do have a wide range. So we see ages 3 and up.
Okay.
So we have several therapists that do play therapy, so they work really with those little ones. And then we have several therapists that are trained more to work with like teens, adolescents, and those kinds of issues. And then we have therapists that just see adults. So it's a wide range age-wise.
Okay.
We see a lot of kind of behavioral issues, especially with the younger ones. We work a lot with clients who might be suicidal. Obviously, depression, anxiety is a huge. That's one of the most prevalent.
Yes.
The most prevalent. But yeah, I don't know that we have kind of like a typical client that we see.
Because humans aren't typical.
No,
Humans
they're
are
not.
Someone who's motivated to put in the work might be a good way of saying that. Someone who's ready to do the hard stuff.
Do the hard stuff.
It took me 50 years to finally go and seek therapy. It was because I had bad experiences before. But it's so healthy and it's so important.
She's different.
I
I
am
knew
different.
her pre-therapy.
Yeah, he did.
Now I know her post. I in therapy.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
it's not
I'm
post.
still in therapy.
It's always an evolution.
I love it. Like now I'm not doing it twice a week, and now I'm doing it twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're an empath, I think that's really so important because you take on everybody else's stuff and you need a place for that to go.
Yes.
So being in therapy is really
My
important.
therapists are always very amused with me. I mean, right? It's just, he's my semi-therapist. That's why I look at him and say, he is.
I am very amused. We got to wind down.
Yeah, we do.
We get into your space as you keep talking. So, because we got another show coming in, so we need you to do one last thing. We so appreciate you both being on our show today. You're so incredible.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having
are amazing.
I love your energy. The two of you are just such a dynamic duo.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So, what do you ask?
All right. So we'll start with you. Since
Okay.
you're the panelist, you're next, so get ready.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So our whole mission is to infuse hope and encouragement to the world. So we would like for you to look at that camera right there and encourage the world, and then how can they reach you?
Okay. Let's see.
I'm glad you're
note-
first.
I'm gathering my thoughts. My note of encouragement today is to slow down, take a deep breath, and put on a smile. And I am Sara Petrie. I'm the owner of Ellie Mental Health and Monument. And you can reach us through our website at elliementalhealth.com. Search for the Monument location, and our clinic contact information is listed there.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. So my encouragement would be just to remember that the little things are the big things. And that means just to really notice and feel gratitude and just be grateful for all the little things. Like those are the things that are important. And same contact information as Sarah. My name is Emily Maney, LCSW, and I also have a LinkedIn profile. You can contact me there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, lady.
Thank you.
I can't wait to tour your place, by the way.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely
excited
welcome.
about that.
Frank wants to do that
Yes.
too.
I did.
Well, we do
didn't
it
say
together.
that.
No, we're gonna, let's
Oh.
just reschedule it.
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
reschedule
Together.
for sure.
Yeah. We were coming here.
Yeah, we
maybe
were
at
supposed
6.
to.
I know,
Yeah,
yes.
There you go. Well,
Are we-
handing
We
this
will
off.
be right back for show to number 2, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for being
Thank
with us.
you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on the show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or
Spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience.
your reach, eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on the show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make Engerald a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make Engerald a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and providing.
Welcome back. This is the Be Encouraged Show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We're so incredibly glad to have you on a Monday afternoon, because Mondays is a day that we get to motivate you. I can see your faces through that camera.
Yeah.
You can see how
they are motivated.
Unmotivated they are.
They're about to be more motivated.
Exactly, because you got Lisa here.
Yes, and
Yeah,
you.
yeah, well, especially Lisa. We know why you come to this show.
Yes,
You.
me. You're welcome, everybody.
And I don't mind. Those are great coattails to hang on to.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's my Yoda. Everybody knows he's my mentor in life.
Yeah, so we have Kristin, Bryce, and Tasha Shane with us this afternoon.
Yes.
Talking about stepping away from security of business and to pursue a dream, believing in herself enough to be able to do this. And isn't she lovely?
Yes.
Isn't she lovely?
Just don't ask me to sing.
Or me.
I don't know. You kind of killed it at my karaoke event.
You
It was
the one
special.
now?
It was special.
Yeah.
You're special. Oh, you're special.
Yes.
Which
And we have-
impression did you do during that?
William Shatner. I will
Yeah.
have you know. I can't sing, so you know.
Yeah.
I heard stories. It was great.
So I
Next
need
time
to
you know,
take
you
notes
need to
with
be
you.
there.
'cause
Yeah, I do. I just
I
watched
need to
though.
Just make it fun.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make
exactly.
it fun. Comedy show coming up.
And Tasha Shane, don't they have some great names?
Yes.
I mean, writer, classical vocalist who has imposter syndrome about not being a historian. And so,
A perfect historian.
Exactly.
Battling perfectionism. We're going to unpack that today.
I know none of you had to deal with that, right? So, yeah, so it's been a new thing on this show, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, go, Lisa.
So we want to say thank you so much to our platinum sponsor, Crescio, for this show. When you get Pay What You Can consultations with them, did you hear that? Pay what you can. Yes, consultations. You can learn how to leverage AI agents to penetrate the noisy market, lower your overhead, and increase your sales. So visit them at Crescio.com to learn more and check out the flyer later when you guys get a chance.
Indeed. We want to introduce these incredible humans to you today. And, you know, just get prepared because they're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm talking amazing.
I mean, they showed up at my karaoke event, and I was like, who are you guys? How'd you even hear about this? This is fabulous. And it was Meetup that they heard, which was cool.
because it was the first time I did it on Meetup, so that's awesome. I love experiencing new humans. So I was like, welcome to the fold.
It was memorable.
Yes. The next one will be too.
Yes.
And then I got to do a one-on-one with this incredible lady afterwards, and thank you for being so transparent and vulnerable doing that. So, without further ado, she's a self-proclaimed barbarian cleric, whatever that means.
Barbarian cleric.
I can explain that.
Lisa was like, what?
I can
I'm like,
explain
did you
that.
just make that up? But it's in writing.
It's in writing.
Is this the bio I wrote
I
for you?
wouldn't even know how to make that up. She's part strategist, part down and dirty, hands-on problem solver.
Love it.
With a vibrant background shaped by nomadic spirit, a passion for advocacy, and an eclectic career spanning engineering, logistics, government operations, and organizational consulting. She has spent decades transforming high-pressure environments into playgrounds for innovation and growth. And as the founder and CEO of Managed Chaos Innovation, Kristin blends deep organizational insight with gamified change management strategies that make culture challenges feel conquerable. Literally. Her approach helps teams transform overwhelm into action, reigniting engagement, creativity, and alignment where it matters the most.
I love that, reigniting engagement.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Was this
Great
chat-
bio.
Organization.
Excellent bio.
Yeah.
Was this chat GPT? You wrote it.
I did.
Our historian perfectionist wrote it.
Literary.
Well, we had to like condense so much.
Yeah, into just, yeah.
And yeah, you're a marketing director for a reason.
Right. Now read hers, Lisa.
Okay, are you tired?
You need to-
Yeah.
He's like,
That's a lot.
I need water. Okay. So Miss Tasha Shane has over 16 years experience dedicating herself to connecting brands with their target audiences through strategically crafted copy that builds relationships through trust, shared values, and clear communication. Awesome.
That sounds about right.
You don't look old enough to have 16
Oh, thank
years.
you.
I mean,
She started when she was 7.
Thank my
Yeah.
esthetician.
She's 23 this year.
Oh, that's amazing. Early bloomer. I'll take it.
Might as well.
Hey.
Yeah. So for me, and by the way, what a bio you crafted for Kristin. That was,
It's easy, you know.
There was a lot of information.
Yeah.
It was actually, the difficult part was, you know,
Trimming it down.
Trimming it down,
It's like, should we
yeah.
include boxing? Should we include studying with monks? Should we include, there are so many things. Should we include all the
engineering.
where did
it's
you
like where
study
the-
with monks?
That is actually a really funny story. How much time do we have?
not that long.
Okay, so we'll get to it later. I have to tell you after. It is true. I studied with Korean Buddhist monks.
Yes.
Wow.
I did.
Oh,
I did.
incredible. Where are you
I-
from? Tell us a little bit about you.
Originally Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I'm the 10th of 11 kids, so a very big family. I heard a statistic that upwards of 85%, I think higher than 85% of people live and die within 50 miles of where they're born. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nope,
Not me.
Nope.
Me either.
not me.
I'm trending towards that, and I'm going to
Yeah.
be right here.
So that just drove me. I always loved traveling anyway, to just experience as many places as possible. So I
How did you escape Texas?
escape. I like how you put that. How do I escape the clutches of my home state? No, Texas is a wonderful place, but I just wanted to experience everything. So I moved to New York, and I lived in New York for 3 years and loved it. And I found myself in manufacturing. So with the 2008 crash, of course, manufacturing in New York, not a good place to be. So ended up a beach bum in San Diego.
Oh, love it.
But while it did that for 2 years, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was very relaxing. But while I was in New York, it turns out that one of the places that I lived, I was on this mountain, and I running late as always. How late was I to your event? Like an hour.
Very late.
I was very late.
Your whole team was
made
like,
me-
is she coming?
You made me pay for that. And
I totally put you on the spot.
You did. It was memorable.
Yes.
Yes, as long as I have company, I'm good because I get very absorbed in what I'm doing and just lose track.
Yeah.
So it started raining one morning. I'm running late for work. And I go down this mountain road from the cabin I was living in, and I skid, and there's this man walking across the road, and I come within a foot of hitting him. I almost kill somebody.
Wow.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, and it's not like I was speeding or anything. It was just raining, and it's a mountain gravel road. It was a monk. And he is crossing the road. The man didn't even jump. He didn't even flinch, almost being hit by this 20-something-year-old crazed running late person. And he just turned calmly to me, made eye contact through the screen, smiled, and just gave a little bow and slowly walked on down the road. So I continue on to work, and I'm thinking about him all day. And on my way home, I just happened to notice, tucked away, there's this Korean community, like Buddhist temple, and it's like 100.
Like a monastery?
Yes, and it's 100 acres
Where
dedicated
is
to this. Monroe, New York.
Okay.
So it turns out I almost killed him on the first day of his 100-day silent retreat.
Oh.
So I pull in to apologize, and instead I find myself asking if I can sit with him. So anyways, he broke tradition, took me in as a student. So I got to learn Tudaquan, or Tai Chi from a 34-year monk. Got a lot of very, 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 very cool things in that time. But,
Yeah. Are you currently practicing Tai Chi?
No.
No?
No. I still remember
Why not?
quite a bit.
I've heard there's a lot of good.
It is. I'd like to reignite a lot of things that I've done once upon a time.
Yeah. What do you do now for self-release and?
What is that?
Self-release.
Well, you know, like, not that way. Shut.
Like an outlet. Like
She said it. I don't blame you. My mind was
I
like,
never think before
what kind
I
of show is
speak.
this? Where do you want to go?
No, but what do you do? You know, because Tai Chi
I'm
is
so
Tai Chi is, that's how you self-meditate and all
It is.
things.
It
So
is
what do
a
you
moving
do?
meditation. Right now, I'm working 17-hour days, and
You need
so need to carve out that time. It doesn't
I
really
see
exist
that.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, sleep is a special event.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but I will get there again.
Yep. Okay.
You encouraged me.
Yes, thank you.
You're so encouraging.
Yeah.
You're very encouraging.
Okay. So, what's your self-release?
I know mine is water, but they didn't give us the good stuff. They didn't give us the good stuff. Okay, let's go.
I'm a runner, okay?
Are you a runner?
I am.
I used to do
do.
long distance in high school. I loved
awesome.
it. So are you
Yeah.
long distance?
You know what? I used to run a lot longer, and then I started having knee problems. I went to Paris a couple years ago.
Oh.
It was just running up like in Montmartre, like these hills that were like this steep,
Yeah.
you know. And I was just trying to run up. I'm like, I'm fine. And then my knee was like, it wasn't the same for the next 4 months.
Oh, my.
So now I have to be careful. And
Your body said stop.
my body said stop.
Slow down.
Yeah. So.
But you still run.
I still run.
Okay.
I still run. It's about 4 or 5 miles a day. So
Right.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
So,
That's a lot.
I just keep going.
Just 4 or 5 a day. Not like a year.
I was training for like a marathon, and then I was like, all right, forget about it. So, yeah.
Forget about it.
You know.
Gotcha. Help us understand some genesis of your life. Where are you from? What's the deal? What formed this incredible human?
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'm originally from South Florida, and my extended family's from Brooklyn. So went down. I was born in Fort Lauderdale. My entire family is, we're artists. So my mother's a dancer, designer, musician. My father, painter. He's an author. Every time he researches something, he writes a book, it seems like. So, and he's had best-selling works as well. And
What's his name?
Victor Shane.
Okay.
So yeah.
So is it fiction?
No, he has done. He also has 2 PhDs in nutrition and
pharmacology and health science. So, but he was a journalist before that. So, he's written really about anything and everything, and very talented. But
are you an only child?
So no. So my older brother is a film director in LA, and he does.
I know.
Her
story is
design.
incredible.
Yeah. So I grew up in really intellectual, artistic family, and so I was writing from a really young age, and then when I was 9, I began learning classical voice from this incredible teacher who was the director of the Kent State Music Department. And so that basically stayed with me for my entire life.
Is that
my
opera?
music. It is opera. Yeah, I sing opera and jazz. And then also, I've been writing the entire time, and I started my own business when I was fresh out of college, and it was freelance. I was doing editing, I was doing writing, and everybody asks what you do with an English degree, or are you going to teach? And I actually fell into this, and I was like, I figured out something to do with it,
Yes.
Not teaching.
Not teaching. There's nothing wrong with that. Teachers are amazing.
What we do is teach, though. I think there's education in everything.
There really is education in everything.
Yeah. So don't say you're not teaching.
Yeah. No, I am, and I've actually been told by writers that I've edited for that they learn a lot because I have dyslexia, and one of the great things about having dyslexia is, for better or worse, you can be a perfectionist, and so it slowed me down and made me check things a million times, and so I really became this person who developed a love for grammar and spelling and just the way that words should fall into a sentence to have a type of a charm. And so it's like, it's an intuitive thing. Yeah. So it's like, does this sentence feel right? And you go over it and you go back, and do they fit together in a paragraph? Does this make sense? So, so I don't know. Art has just always been a part of my life, and because I can see how everything has kind of a logical angle and that artistic angle. It's editing and writing. It's being an artist and also having to know the mechanics, the theory. So
love it.
There's that side to everything.
What is your charm? I'm trying to figure out what that is from afar.
What is this, a dove?
Is that it's a bird.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Is that a shape of a state? Anyway, sorry.
You're fine.
That was my scroll of the day of the show. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I'm good.
You only have one a day.
I know.
No.
Per show I get one.
That's only 2 a day.
Well, we're on our 4th show of the day.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we do international
Yes.
Instagram lives before we come on air.
That's cool. Yeah. Then we do too.
I live for the squirrel moments. So many great
I
things
do
come out.
too.
I know.
Right?
So don't limit yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mine.
So Tasha, Shane, what a great name, by the way.
Thank you.
It's marketable, right?
Keep it if you get married.
Yeah. There you go.
It looks like it should be in
That
mine.
was my next question.
No, she's single.
I kind of figured that since her dad's Victor Shane as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. It kind of gave me a clue.
Yeah.
I usually don't get a break on my taxes, so that really means
Don't get married just for a tax break.
What brought you to Colorado,
thank
Shane?
My parents moved us here.
So you've been here a minute.
I've been here a minute. I did everything I possibly could to get out of Colorado, and my family went from New York, Florida. My parents moved us out here, and I went back to New York. So, lived in Brooklyn for a few years.
Did you know her?
No. Well, you weren't in the city
At
or
the same
Brooklyn.
time, right?
No, I was up north. I worked out of Kingston, New York.
Oh,
so
Kingston, okay.
the place I lived the longest was Rhinebeck. Yeah, beautiful, like Vanderbilt Mansion,
You're upstate
Hyde
New
Park
York.
area.
Yeah.
Nice.
Different New York.
Hey, I'm
Different New York. I spent a lot of time.
upstate New York. I was born in Niagara Falls.
I know
You're really New York.
That's right.
and New York's fascinating because
My
I spend a lot of
daughter's
time in
in
the city. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like the city is what everyone thinks of New York, right? And it's so much energy, and I love it. And it's so creative, and you just can't help but be energized going down there, or angry, one of the two.
Brooklyn,
And,
Sometimes they're both at
in
the same
Brooklyn,
time.
you're talking about?
well, any of the boroughs.
I
Any of
heard
the boroughs.
Brooklyn's fabulous now. It used to be the hood,
Yeah.
but now
Brooklyn's a little different. I mean, my family's from Brooklyn, so
Yeah.
it was definitely the hood.
it was the hood, and now it's like bougie.
Yeah.
I heard it's like upscale.
It depends on where
It's
they're
been revamped
gentrifying
a lot.
everything, which is actually really unfortunate because it's destroying a lot of communities that used to be there.
We got a
But
place called Hell's Kitchen. You ever go hang out at Hell's Kitchen?
absolutely not.
There's Hell's Kitchen here in Manitou.
There's something called Hell's Kitchen?
Hell's Kitchen.
That's
The
of
restaurant,
course.
yeah.
It's a pizza
Yeah.
place.
No, but this was a
It's a neighborhood.
community.
Oh, it's a community.
Manhattan, yeah.
Kitchen.
Yeah. Well, and it
Did you
used
ever
to
watch
not be
Daredevil?
good, and now
Yes.
it's like a
Okay.
completely different
Yeah.
beast. So
Got you.
yeah.
Yeah, just watch Daredevil. There you go. Everything you need to know. It's all nonfiction. Absolutely.
So who do we have to thank? Is it you for the little deck of cards?
Oh no, this is all.
That's all
Kristin.
you?
I wouldn't say it's all me. So this particular deck that you received were the cards that we introduced the team with. So these are our hero cards, and we all got to really start understanding our inner heroes, our strengths, and captured those as an avatar, and they became our hero deck. So they're trading cards. I know I don't have these pictures up in front of me, but
He's
actual
got
trading
them
cards.
here.
You have them?
Yes, of course he has them.
You've held on to them for months. I'm so touched right now.
It's
Is that
probably the
appropriate
same
for
suit
this?
he wore
Yes.
at the bar that night.
I didn't have a suit.
I'm just
kidding.
I'm the only one that can get away with rousing him as much as I do.
I think he enjoys it.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we do is that when we
So
work
cool.
with people and we help them understand their strengths and what they're doing and really bring out that persona. And so one of the side benefits is that you get your representation, so an artistic representation of your hero. So all of these cards, the strengths came from an exercise that we do for everyone.
For corporations, right?
Yeah, it can be for businesses for sure. That's the idea, but it absolutely works for individuals as well.
You know, people are listening to us right now. This is why this engagement is so cool, Kristin, is because you're doing something that I've never heard of.
No, it's incredible.
And I'm old as ice water. So it's hard to get things by me that I've never heard.
And an awesome business coach.
Yeah.
And an author of 3 books.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm his
old.
business
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
My height lady here. Thank you. Yeah, but how did this come about? Tell people the genesis of this.
Stretches decades. And where to start? The idea of personifying issues, hard to deal with things, and we'll get into more what Managed Chaos Innovations does.
Yeah.
But my memory is very long. So I was walking by the time I was 12 months old, and I remember being in diapers.
Oh, you're like an elephant.
Yeah,
memory.
You remember
memory's
being in diapers?
I do. I remember before I was a year old.
Did you get therapy over that?
Well, it's funny you mention that. No, but anyways, ignore Frank. We'll go on. No, but there were a lot of really big changes even at that time, which sparked a very long memory.
Yeah.
And I was separated from my siblings. I come from a very big family for a period of time, so that my mom could get life in order to really take care of us. So all of us kids were split up for a while. Aww. And so I remember clearly like my first autumn and so many things about that time. But even starting at 2 years old, I started everything that I found stressful, and of course I didn't understand at that age what I was experiencing. I created a persona for. And whenever I was 4, it was my first monster persona. But the very interesting thing about that is that the monsters I've created throughout my life to externalize things that I may be struggling with inside have all looked like normal people. I've never created a monster for myself that looked like something you'd see on a horror movie. It's very interesting.
How'd you know it was a monster?
Because in my mind, all of these negative things I was feeling that I pushed out, they just took the shape of actual people.
Are you an author?
I've written quite a bit, but I have not been as brave as you. I will get there.
Well, what a great imagination.
And that's what sparked all of this.
Yeah.
So I've always been incredibly creative, and I would always get in trouble in school for daydreaming. I was a great student, but I got bored all the time.
Me too.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. It's like we're soul sisters. We click for a reason, Lisa. And there were different ways I tried incorporating that throughout life, right? So got really into writing. I thought I was going to be a writer. And then I wanted to be very hands-on and create because I love creating things. So I got into engineering. I had dreams of having Bryce motors and designing engines. And then I got into industrial engineering, which is more process design, and discovered the whole path of continuous improvement and lean and Six Sigma, and I loved all of that because it was working directly with people and looking at processes, but it was still this super creative thing. And just the entire time that I've been in business and working among so many different industries, and I'll speed it up. I could talk all day on this, so I've got to remind, I'm waiting for Tasha to kick me under the table. Kind of our sign. I have bruises all over my shin. You're so violent.
I'm so sorry.
So violent. But it became this test to be able to see how creative you can become in work and really hit these high impact projects, these high impact goals, and have people fully engaged in it. And I finally found a magic formula.
What is it?
That's managed chaos.
That is managed chaos. That is managed chaos.
Secret sauce will be disclosed later. You can call them.
I have no problem sharing how we do things. It's very difficult, so I'm not worried about everyone jumping and doing on their own, because what we do is very intricate. It is very intricate. And I've actually outlined it for organizations and everything before, and it's been very difficult to take off on your own. So,
is it difficult to frame it in a way that someone that doesn't know about this would be able to? Let me ask Tasha this question, because you're the marketing director.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you market Managed Chaos Innovations?
Well, that's quite the question.
No pressure. Your boss is just looking at you.
This has been full-day conversations between us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's, as a startup, like the number one thing, as a new startup that we launched I came aboard at the very end of February. So it's just been a couple months. The entire idea right now is just to get the name out and let people know what we're doing. So social media has a lot to do with it. And LinkedIn is great because we're a change management company, and I don't know another company that does what we do, which is we're an advocacy organization that drives revenue. So it's like we are supporting employees at the same time as we are supporting, we're a revenue tool. So basically just kind of explaining that to people and doing social, having basically everybody on board to get the word out. So all of our, 6 team members? 8
that are active. We have 14 overall that help with consulting and everything, but like day to day we have 8.
8.
But once again, I'm still drilling down here because this is a platform to help to get the word out, right?
Yes.
Right? So how are we going to tell these people what you do and the value that you bring to an organization?
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if that was to you, if I should be quiet.
I think we can both answer this. I mean, there's a lot of people don't realize that toxic workplaces actually cost a lot of companies money.
Oh yeah,
a lot of money.
It freaks me out that they don't realize that.
They don't realize. Yeah, and I actually don't know a single person who hasn't worked in a toxic environment, which is crazy because if you think about it, what is the biggest thing you can do to just get somebody to check out? I mean, quiet quitting is a fairly new term, right? But people stop trying when they feel ganged up on or when they just feel like their opinions don't matter. They're not getting credit for the work that they do. They face burnout. They stop showing up to work. They get to work late. They are chatting and playing games all day. Yeah, and so it's like not only it's not, that's not, the problem's not going to be solved by having a potluck. It's not going to be solved.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, right. By getting people.
Hope there's no poison in it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not just that people are checked out. It's the fact that you don't have some of your best employees, people who have the highest potential to make you money. They don't want to. They're not performing. They're not inspired. They're not motivated. And no one is, there's only a few people who work really well under pressure, who want to prove themselves. The rest of them are like, you hired me to do a job. I already proved to you.
Yeah.
So encourage me and you'll see the best of me come out.
Yes.
And so
value me, right?
Yeah.
How do they feel valued?
100%.
That's key.
So what happens, after they check out, most people, when they feel burnout, are already looking for another job.
Oh, yeah.
On your dollar,
Yeah.
So it's like,
Totally.
do you want that? And then what happens? They go to Glassdoor, they write a negative review, and then you're never going to attract the top talent that you wanted. So what we do is we're saving everyone on all tiers of a corporation. We're saving the money. We are saving people their lives. I mean, when people feel like they don't have a purpose, through their jobs, what is their life about? We spend most of our lives at work. Right? So, I always thought it was ridiculous. It's not personal, it's business. It's absolutely personal.
Absolutely.
Business should be personal.
Thomas Lee just wrote a book with that title.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not business, it's personal.
It's all personal. If you're alive, it's personal. And you want it to be personal.
So a few things on that. Toxic workplaces, often they stem from very innocent things. Nobody gets out there and wants to form a business with all of this, but we get pulled in so many different directions, and there's so many core things that are covered up so that we can take care of the fire and move to the next thing, that all of a sudden there's communication issues. All of a sudden there's a lack of definition around what you're supposed to do. In fact, one of the studies, I think it was just released in March of this year, shows that in the U.S., 54% of workers don't understand their jobs.
They don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Wow.
So 54%. That's incredible. And the cost of that disengagement, the quiet quitting, the leaving for another job, in the U.S. alone, $2 trillion a year.
Easily.
$2 trillion.
Yeah.
And I can easily see how that happens because whenever a leader, and what is really unfortunate about whenever a culture is perceived as negative is that it's put on the leadership very much. They're the ones that need to take the action, that need to fix it. And often they've adopted their position. They've gotten into this role and they're facing, how do we fix this? Or they have the best intentions but are spread so thin. So it's very difficult to be able to fix a culture from the top down. It needs to come from the foundation. And that's what we do. We understand what the vision is, what the overarching goals are for the organization. And we start bridging those communication gaps, getting that understanding in place, and finding out what we're missing that can ease that burden, that can take away the stressors of an organization for the people so that a business can understand what its culture is supposed to be and find it for themselves.
That's wonderful. 'Cause I kind of work somewhere in this space as well, but coming from a different angle. Because people, it's okay when people quit and leave. The problem is when people quit and stay.
Yeah.
Right? We call it quiet quitting or whatever you may want to call it. But help, because what you're doing is extraordinary. There's never been a time in human history where it's needed more than it is today. Right? Is there any way that you can summarize practically how you do this?
The majority of the team.
Or does it take too long?
You got this. Mm-hmm.
You can kick me. She'll kick me. It's okay. Basically, we're very operations focused. I have an MBA in operations management. The majority of the team are very experienced in operations. So we dig into how a company is functioning. And we find those common factors, those common pains across teams. And those become our missions in the game, our monsters that we get to defeat. We're finding common ground. And the whole reason for personifying those pains is that we're taking the blame away from the organization. These are cultural issues that exist. It's nobody's fault that's in that organization.
Right.
It's imprinted learning. It's vicious cycles that perpetuate over generations. And now we're bringing those cycles to life even more in business. So it's understanding those and facing them head on. So
gaming. Talk about that.
Well, so the gamification aspect, we have several things, but I'll go into for a consultation, for instance, for being a hands-on facilitator for a gamification effort within a business. That would consist of...
No one knows what this is, gamification. I mean, most people don't. So
there's
dumb it down for everyone. What is gamification in a corporation?
Her eyes were like, her whole face just lit up. She's like, oh, okay.
I know, the hard thing, it's the passion point. You hit a passion point. And how to keep it brief. Okay. And that's the hard part because I want to talk and talk
but
and talk.
But it's a differentiator, I feel, that you guys offer. So
it is. It is. We're very human focused, and the way that you do that is you find what sparks their interest, what their passion is, and we've talked about that. So whenever we gamify something, do not mistake it for making things easy or super fun. Hard work is hard work.
Oh, yeah.
But it can be a lot more enjoyable if you have the freedom to laugh about it or to call out directly the things that are in your way. And the perceptions still need to be treated as real issues. Perceptions lead to real issues. So whenever we go through the discovery process, we understand what the vision is, what leadership would like to accomplish for the business, what the gaps in communication are that exist. I build out an actual strategic game to reach that, and it's very tiered to where we fully explore the things nobody wants to touch.
Is it a board game?
No.
It can be. A video game?
It can be, absolutely. Eventually, I'd like to have all that. But right now, it is very much almost like a D&D format, where it's conversations among people, and we're creating characters, and we're developing those characters into the hilarious little villains that they are, that are standing in our way. And very business-oriented and operational approaches to defeat those characters in our game. And the big boss is representative of the overall organizational strategic objective. So it's adaptable, it's flexible, we build characters as we go.
It's almost made for the specific org. So is it?
It's custom.
It's customized.
Custom for each organization.
Right. We have a standard formula, a standard template to follow, but the actual effort is very customized to an organization because everyone has different needs.
Wow. What drew you to want to be a part of this?
It actually happened. One of my best friends is Kristin's one of the best friends of Kristin. So
A mutual best friend.
Yeah, and so she, our mutual best friend, she was like, Tasha, you should meet Kristin, and she needs somebody in marketing, and I think you guys would really get along. So, you drove to meet me. We spent, first time we met, 5 hours together, just like talking about life and what we're passionate about. And I'm an introvert, and
Of
always
course you are. You're creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the inside world is crazy, but on the outside I'm just placid. Great. It's very, very,
Half our conversations, I have a dictionary on standby.
Yeah.
But it's been hard for me in different systems because I am an introvert and I learn with hands-on approaches or contextually, and I always wanted to be seen as an individual. And in school, it was tough because, I never quite fit into the system. And then when I got into, work environments, and I was working in-house for certain places, you'd have the same thing that you would have in like high school or junior high, where it's just, you're like, what is going on? I can't fit into this system. I don't seem to be recognized for what I do. I'm not seen as an individual. And, if somebody's bad, everybody's punished. And I always resented that, and it never brought out the best in me. And, I talked to Kristin about this, and this is the entire problem, and you can feel like you're the only one that this is happening with, but it's not true. It's a lot of people feel like this.
Oh, yeah.
So, I've always looked for a place where my specific talents could come out and where I could do my best for people, because I thrive on encouragement and somebody going like, I like that. I don't need to just have somebody love what I do all the time. Like, I love feedback, as long as it's constructive. Like, okay, let's figure, let's look at this, but take it this direction. I like where you were going, but also never want to see that again. But
It's like every conversation we have.
yeah. But that's how we work together, and understanding that this is actually a startup that's very focused on recognizing individuals, and that everybody works differently, but you want to bring the best out in people. That's what we should be doing, and that there's a way to do that. That's not just holding hands of people. You don't need to baby people. You don't need to have kid gloves on. But there is a way to have people feel recognized. And when I learned about managed chaos, that's what I learned, is that, oh, wait a minute, you have a whole system that you've actually been putting into practice since you were a kid. And that this is the culmination of it.
Are
and
you
I just
a gamer?
Me, no.
You're not a gamer.
I'm not a gamer, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, but this fits within your purview because we need to stop apologizing that we need affirmation.
Yeah.
That we need encouragement
Yeah.
as humans. And
Absolutely.
it almost
It's identifying
becomes
it,
an
though.
apologetic
For sure.
play. It's like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I actually need to be told I did a great job. Why
How
not?
do you, why,
Yeah.
What's
why,
wrong with saying that?
don't you want to be encouraged to do it again?
Yeah, exactly, right.
You got to tell me what you like so that I can do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed.
Because a lot of it's
Yeah.
a guessing game, especially if you start a new job, and like you
100%.
said, half of them don't even know what they're doing, and they're like, "Wait, how do I do it?" Gotta ask for feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honesty and authenticity, I mean, those are,
Yes.
like, we need more of that in the workplace, because everybody wants the same thing, right? Like, we're doing this so that we have purpose, so that we can make money, like, let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah,
We're
wanna make money.
we're in the U.S., we want to make some money. But, like, so let's help each other out. Let's get on the same page. We can be a team. Like, that's what it should be. That makes it enjoyable. We're all driving toward the same purpose.
Wow, Kristin, you're blessed to have Tasha.
Oh,
I know, I love her.
I'm just saying.
I love her. I said mine.
I'm getting so much good feedback here.
It's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
The amount of compliments will feed her for like the next month.
I mean, I am very
Tasha told
blessed
me
to
to
have
call
you.
her every day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just so I can give her just so I can tell her the truth about her.
Yeah.
And what I love, so after we met in person, it was a little over an hour that we talked. And speaking to Frank is so, you just leave in a brighter mood.
Yeah.
The sun's just brighter. Mm-hmm. And there was such a positive conversation that I did. I joked with you and was just like, we just need to put a little reminder on your calendar every day to send me a note. And he did it. Oh. So I have these amazing messages.
That's encouragement notes.
It's fantastic. And I know how busy y'all are. So the fact that I get a personalized, your amazing note and why every day is pretty awesome.
Is that your main love language, is words of affirmation?
No, it's actually actions.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. But I'm not going to say no to it.
Yeah.
We're all a mix. Yeah. We're all a mix of them,
We
right?
are.
I love seeing things moving. I'm very, very much encouraged and driven by, and I feel special whenever I see action.
Yeah. And it's so, Lisa and I, we do that for one another, because she's one of the most incredible humans I've ever met, ever. I mean, in my entire life, and I've been around here a long time.
Yeah.
So,
he said he would never have a partner, too.
Yeah. The only ship that doesn't sail is a partnership.
Yeah. He literally trained on that to corporations.
Yeah, because 80-something% fail.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Partnerships are difficult at best, impossible at worst, right? So, so I bringing this out, I'm trying. I really want organizations to know what you're doing and why you're doing it and the value that it brings. So I'm saying, I'm a CEO of a company, Kristin. I'm giving you 3 minutes to tell me why I should hire you.
Go.
All right. We give definition to roles. We heal a culture. We help you achieve that high level goal that you're wanting to achieve that maybe it hasn't moved. And we make it interactive and fun and engaging, voluntary basis. We consistently have over 90% that volunteer to do this within organizations. We have huge engagement and huge results. So if you want to stop wasting that $3,500 out of every $10,000 of someone's salary on average in the U.S. that is spent on disengagement, give us a call.
Bam.
Yeah, that's good.
Mic
What
drop on
I'm
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
Yes.
Right?
And that study was just released
Leading with
2025.
that. I love it.
Yeah.
We do a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Oh no, you've got an evil
Time is
smile.
wrapping up. I just looked at the time, like,
I know, right?
Yeah.
You gave each other a diabolical look.
I know. It's a tag team.
All right. And it's time. What do you have?
Yeah, that look just simply meant that her and I know that we're winding down.
Yeah, that's all.
And it bums us out because some conversations are so rich that you don't want that to happen.
Right.
And that's how ours was today.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. You
Thank you very much.
I just, so many things come to my heart and mind when I see you.
With Tasha,
when
yeah.
I think about you, because
Thank you.
that's
nice.
And I have daughters, so that's one of the things that come to mind.
Well, I was curious who Kristin was going to pick as a panel host, who was going to be your guest.
Yeah.
Because you do have an incredible team. I was honored to meet quite a few of them.
Yes, your first time meeting Tasha.
They're
You met
also different humans.
So different, as they should be.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
a
beauty
very
and
diverse-
dynamics of teams.
It's a diverse cast.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
Lisa asked our amazing question. Of
Yes.
I knew it. Okay.
So, Kristin, I'm going to start with you. So,
Ready.
as you know, we're all about infusing hope and encouragement to the world.
So I would like you to take a moment and look at that camera right there and encourage the world, and then let them know how to reach you.
You can do it. You can achieve those childhood dreams even in adulthood. You can infuse that artistic desire, the release that you need within the day-to-day activities. It's possible. There is a way to bring joy into every aspect of your life. And the workplace takes a lot of that time. And it can be an amazing experience you look forward to every day if you don't. A lot of people are very blessed to already have that. But if you don't, call us or reach out. Our website, managechaosinnovations.com, there is a contact link. It comes straight to me. And I'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Tasha, you're next. Encourage the world, baby.
Okay. It's a tall order. Everything can be art. And living is art. And no matter what you do, you can infuse it with something that is so individually your own, so uniquely you, that it will make your life worthwhile. And when you forget that we are all human, especially in this time of, we're moving so quickly with technology, that we can forget our humanity. And when you remember your humanity and you hold on to that, even when you're pressured to give it up, it expands within you. So hold on to that. And that expansion will overwhelm your life and make it something really rich and beautiful, no matter what you do.
No matter what.
How do they reach you?
Same place you reach her.
Yeah.
Okay, same place.
ManageChaosInnovations.com.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
This was lovely.
So fun.
Such a great time. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up, we need to spotlight our sponsors once more because they make this stuff happen. I want to mention Angela with Smash Media, who also works on our show in the background and does such great work. And how could we miss Carrie Ann or that?
KO Photography.
Right? She does such an incredible work.
Yes, she does.
And please reach out to KO Photography for all your photography needs. Wesco Insurance, our dear lady Karen Butcher loves helping people, and you get the best service ever. She's my insurance agent.
She's mine too.
Yeah, she's amazing. Contact her through our website at beencouraged.net or reach out at wescoinsurance.com. And Planet Duct, Brandon Kirk and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They are stronger than the vacuum of space. Indeed, they are.
Yes. So visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in just 7 months. So like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn and join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, that's across the U.S. or around the world. We were in which country? Scotland this morning and Iowa. We had so much fun. So go to our website if you are one of those people and select international via Instagram and join us live from anywhere in the world.
Absolutely anywhere in the world. A message of hope and encouragement is pervasive in society and much needed. I'm so happy to work with this young lady as we try to infuse that around the world world through this platform and others as well.
Yes.
And by having incredible humans like Kristin, Bryce, and Tasha Shane on our show as well. They just light up our lives. Their business will light up your business. So make sure to give them a call for that as well. And be encouraged with Frank and Lisa have had a great Monday.
Yes, we have.
I'm tired. How do you
I'm ready to eat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is.
Yes, we're hungry.
We are hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're not hangry, are you?
No.
Okay, good. Good. So I have a wife. I have enough of that at home.
Oh.
So yeah, so
All right, everyone. And remember to go to Amazon to pick up one of Frank's 3 books or all 3.
indeed. We'd love to help you with that. Thank you, Lisa. And Lisa and I are doing workshops around the world as well.
Yes.
If you're interested in one of those, go to Be Encouraged on net. Take a look at the workshop. Hope Quotient is one. Relationomics. All of these things that will help move you and your business forward. It's great working with you.
More better.
Yeah.
Working for you.
Mo better.
Mo better.
Tasha Shane.
Yes.
Stay amazing, would
Yes.
I'll work on it.
you? You'd have to work on not being amazing.
Whatever you say. No problem.
I got you. Right. And we ready to go out to eat with these
Yes.
guys. Come on.